down in Kent, in Derbyshire, we have got your councillors saying, oh, God, actually, it's not quite as easy as we thought it was going to be. Oh, we'll have Doge come in and make a load of cost savings. And actually, it's not as easy as you think it's going to be. So sitting in a position of opposition is one thing.
So
actually having to deal with the decisions in power.
For example, what we have said, number one, and this could absolutely be done by primary legislation, you could end welfare payments for foreign nationals, right? That would save double-digit billions of pounds every year and would compound over the coming decades. Is that something the Labour government would do? So
we've absolutely said, as part of the upgrades to the immigration and asylum system, that we're absolutely going to overhaul who can and can't claim benefits.
So you're going to end welfare payments for foreign nationals?
Honestly, I'm not even going to answer that question with a yes or no, because I don't have the detail, and you will not find me giving an answer to a question I don't know the answer to.
That as a no,
that's a I don't know. No, Zia, it's a I don't know.
Okay. It's quite an interesting thing to not know, given. Do you know how much the British taxpayer currently spends on welfare for foreign nationals?
No, I don't.
Do you know how much they spend on welfare for universal credit?
No, I don't, off the top of my head. And if you're trying to shame me by asking me to have this information right now, then...
If we're going to have a conversation, a serious conversation...
But what's the answer? Because my viewers won't know either.
Well, the answer, the British government currently, and the Tories did this too, they hide the data, Michelle, in terms of welfare payments to foreign nationals. The one major exception to that is universal credit, where it is £8 billion this coming year alone that will be shelled out by people watching this programme who pay their taxes that goes directly to foreign nationals. That's just universal credit. That number is growing exponentially.
And do you know what position?
Evidence that Labour are even trying to solve that problem.
Just 1 second, though. But so that is a really broad, sweeping brush to bash people over the head with. Do you know the personal circumstances?
Yes,
it is. Let me finish.
Anybody over the head
yes, it
with
is.
Anything.
You've just said this is the figure.
If British taxpayers pay their taxes, they go to work and they pay their taxes.
How do you know how many? How do you know?
Position to say that taxpayer money should only go if it's welfare.
Right, but how do you not know that those foreign nationals have not been over here working for years and years and their circumstances changed, and then they needed to be in a position where they were
if there are foreign nationals in this country and they are currently requiring the British taxpayer to fund them, then I'm sorry, they have broken the contract that is implicit in an immigrant being in this country.
So if they lose their job through no fault of their own, you're saying they shouldn't be entitled to support to get back on their feet so they can continue contributing to this country?
Yeah, we are saying that it is totally unconscionable for bricklayers and nurses and people working in retail stores to go to work and pay their taxes so that foreign nationals can benefit from their welfare payments.
So just addressing...
That's acceptable.
All right,
and what
just
Labour are doing
that.
instead, what your Chancellor is about to do is raise taxes on everybody whom I have just mentioned in order to continue to fund a food bank for the world.
British politics has never felt so electrified, so raw, so unpredictable as it did in this explosive clash. And this right here is exactly why. Because what unfolded was not a polite debate. This was not the careful, scripted exchange of policy points we're used to seeing in Parliament. No, this was something entirely different. A high-stakes, unfiltered confrontation. A fight where every word, every statistic, every pause could land like a punch to the gut of the political establishment. At the heart of this storm were two figures who could not have been more different. On one side, Zia Yusuf, the new face of Reform UK, sharp, fearless, unapologetically aggressive. A politician who understands the pulse of the public and knows exactly how to exploit the cracks in the system. On the other, Samantha Niblett, a Labour MP, intelligent, seasoned, but clearly unprepared for a fight that demanded numbers, specifics, and accountability. The topic at hand, welfare payments to foreign nationals, one of the most politically charged, emotionally loaded issues in the UK. For years, ordinary citizens have felt the squeeze. Taxes rise, public services strain, and yet billions of pounds are being distributed in ways that few understand or question. And in this context, Zia Yusuf delivered a line that would instantly change the dynamics of the debate. Your chancellor is about to raise taxes to fund a food bank for the world. Boom. Just like that, the conversation pivoted from polite discussion to full-blown political warfare. That was not policy talk. That was a political grenade, carefully timed, meticulously aimed, and it landed dead center. Now, whether you support Reform UK or not, there's no denying one thing. They understand public frustration better than most of the political class. Immigration, taxation, welfare, fairness, these are not abstract issues for them. They know that the average British worker, the nurse, the retail employee, the construction worker, Feels like they are paying the price while the government hands out billions without accountability. Niblet tried to respond. She attempted to defend Labor's position. But every time Yusuf pressed for specifics, the numbers the public wants to hear, her answers fell flat. How much do foreign nationals receive? How much does welfare cost taxpayers? What is Labor doing to reduce it? Her response? I don't know. I'm not going to answer that. You can't expect me to have those details. And that, right there, encapsulates the problem. Labor wants to govern a system it does not fully understand, measure, or defend. And this is where Yusuf's brilliance came into play. He brought what the public craves most: specific numbers, concrete facts, undeniable figures. He revealed that £8 billion in universal credit is being paid to foreign nationals this year alone. $8 billion. That's not a political talking point. That's a figure that hits hard. That's a number that resonates, that hurts, that immediately connects with voters' real-life concerns. Ordinary citizens are not thinking in ideology at that moment. They are thinking about their wallets, their families, their future. Then Yusuf framed it perfectly. Nurses, bricklayers, shop assistants, hard-working Brits paying taxes, funding welfare that benefits people abroad. The moral question, the ethical debate, the ideological argument, it all became secondary. Emotion took over. The crowd, the viewers, the public, they felt it. And Yusuf made them feel it. Niblet tried to respond with the moral argument. She said immigrants work for years and deserve temporary support. But without numbers, without evidence, without concrete details, it was ineffective. It was scrambling. It was the classic gap between intent and execution. This exchange highlights something much deeper than one debate or one issue. It exposes a structural divide in British politics. The world of ideology, emotion, and good intentions. The world of numbers, accountability, and public frustration boiling over. In this battle, Zia Yusuf had the numbers. Samantha Niblet had nothing. And in that gap, the political tide can shift. This was more than a debate. It was a warning shot, a loud, clear message to Labour and the wider political establishment. If you cannot explain where public money is going, someone else will. And they will do it louder, sharper, and with far more public support. This clip is a must-watch for anyone trying to understand where British politics is heading. It's a demonstration of how preparation, clarity, and understanding public sentiment can elevate one politician while exposing the weaknesses of another. And it's a reminder that politics is no longer just about ideology or intent. It's about accountability, transparency, and the ability to connect numbers to real human experience. Because when the public sees the gap between what they pay and what they receive, emotion takes over, frustration boils, and political power can shift in an instant. Watch closely. This isn't just theater. This is the future of British politics unfolding before your eyes, where facts, figures, and numbers speak louder than speeches, and where the people's frustration becomes the ultimate weapon. Zia Yusuf didn't just win a debate. He exposed a system, revealed a weakness, and set a standard for how politics might be fought in the coming years. And Samantha Niblet? She walked into a storm unarmed, and the public saw it. This isn't just a clip to watch, it's a lesson in political warfare, accountability, and the power of being prepared.